Stations. It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
As I was walking down the street one day, a man came up to me and asked me what the time was that was on my watch.
You know, I learned this morning that it's been 9 years ago since Margaret Thatcher died, former British Prime Minister. Very polarizing figure in her time. I can't believe it's been that long, honestly. Mm-hmm. You know, she famously said, if you want anything said, ask a man. If you want anything done, ask a woman. And I think that's absolutely true, but I think she left one out. If you want absolutely nothing said or done, ask a cat.
I mean, that's fair.
It's a fair point. It's a good start. Happy Friday, Bryant.
Happy Friday.
It's a Good Friday.
Weekend,
not actually Good Friday.
right
That's the Friday
corner.
before Easter, I suppose.
That it would
and
be
we've
the
already
only
passed
Good Friday.
Easter. That was in April, wasn't it?
Maybe this is a great Friday.
Great Friday. It can only go
A
up.
relatively well Friday.
It's a hot Friday.
It is a hot Friday.
If you're in the local Shelby County metro area, it's a hot Friday. However, it's a Good Friday because the Cardinals, of the 4 days we've been on Wolo and Friends, it's the first time the Cardinals have won a game.
Yeah, it's the first time
I
we
was
can
gonna
come talk
play.
about Cardinals win.
I was gonna play the song, but I forgot to pull it up. I forgot I was gonna do that. You know, the Here Comes the King, the Budweiser song, da 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 da, Clydesdale song.
Yeah.
First win they've had. They used to play it at Redbirds games. They don't do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they used to play it at the seventh inning stretch. So you play the seventh inning stretch, and then they play Here Comes the King. And they don't do that anymore.
Interesting.
Do you
I didn't
think
know
if
that.
we make enough noise on the radio here, they'll start doing that?
Probably not.
Why not?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Why don't they do it?
I didn't know they did it at all.
Oh, they used to have the Clydesdales come at opening day, too.
For the Redbirds?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, not opening day. It would be for the Cardinals game.
For
the Cardinals
that makes
series.
sense.
They'd have the Clydesdales go around and play Here Come the King. You know, it's not weird, though, because I don't know if you know this, Brian, that to steal a verbal tick from John Harden, I don't know if you know this, Brian, but they're the Cardinals AAA affiliate.
Right.
And they're also a bird team. Although you wouldn't know it by their logo anymore because they don't have birds on bats anymore.
retro
It's a
B.
music M.
Or,
I hate that.
Yeah, it is.
I can't stand that.
But,
Oh,
you
God,
know,
don't get me
it
started.
looks like a sign on Beale Street.
I
That's
didn't
how
know
they
I was going to
sold
start
it.
the show by poo-pooing
By
all over
slandering
the Memphis Redbirds, but that is an absolute joke that we have a music note as the logo for the
Well, it's
Memphis
an M.
Redbirds.
It's an M and a
stupid is
music
what
note.
it is. It's stupid, I think is what you meant.
I think so.
Stupid. No, say what you were going to say, because I really want to. I have a good counter for that as well.
It's an M as a music note.
Why a music note, Bryant? What does the sign look like? It looks like a lot of the signs where you were about to say.
At Beale Street.
Oh, it looks like
That's
the
how
signs
they
on Beale
sold it,
Street.
yeah.
Right. What's the name of the team?
The Memphis Redbirds.
Oh, the Redbirds. I got
Oh.
you. Why wouldn't it be the Memphis Beale Streets or the Memphis Blues if you want to do
Great
something
name,
like that?
Memphis
Is
Blues.
it?
I love the
Well,
Memphis
it's not
Blues.
the name, though, is it?
No,
it's the Memphis
Redbirds.
Redbirds. And it used to have a bird on a bat. Now it
I
doesn't.
also miss the
The old school M with the circle is the logo for me. I don't mind the cursive M that they did for a while there, but I like the old school. They had that circle with the M on it. That's the logo for me.
I really miss the batter. When you
That was the
walked
old
in.
batter days. Oh, do they not have the batter sitting there at home plate with the catcher on the steps anymore?
Oh no, they have that. I'm talking about like when you first walked in,
Up top
and it was
there.
like right over you.
But that
It's
logo's
huge.
been gone for a while because they
Yeah.
did the birds on the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Although they changed the birds on the bat for a while
They did.
to be like the Cardinals' birds on the bat. And I didn't like that either necessarily. They had their own
Mimicking
bird
too
on a
much.
bat
Yeah,
going.
Exactly. You're
Yeah, you look like the Springfield Cardinals, and their name is the
Exactly.
Cardinals, so it makes
So,
sense
yeah.
that theirs would be the same. But the Redbirds, I like that had a
little
blue
different.
beak
Yeah.
rather than the yellow beak. It was just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Wow, I think we've lost everybody now talking too long about the Memphis Redbirds.
Redbirds talk. Redbird, not even Redbirds talk.
Redbirds logo talk. Old school Redbirds logo
Yeah.
talk. But maybe people echo our sentiments and also want it changed
Maybe it's
back
a walk
because
down
it's
memory
so
lane.
stupid what they have now. If you think it's stupid, as well, you should text us. I know you shouldn't text us. I mean, you can text us if you want to, but there has to be better ways to make noise and make a difference in this. We're doing this on the fly.
Yeah.
I am not prepared to
Yeah,
do
we
this
had
at
no
all.
idea we were gonna
But
talk
now
about this.
I'm so convinced here that anybody that's listening, I want to garner support so we can change the logo back
Right.
because it's so stupid. Do you think they're going to listen to us?
Probably not.
You know what they should do first, honestly, is build a stadium for the soccer team. It could be right next
Well,
door,
I
for
think that's
goodness
what they're
sakes.
gonna do.
Good.
That's what I've heard.
So they quit taking the dirt up and taking the ground up.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And the grass they pick up and put down looks terrible.
It looks terrible.
It looks so minor league. It's unbelievable.
When it's a great stadium and it's a great, I mean, usually on a good day, the field looks fantastic.
Beautiful.
But then when the soccer team comes, what was it last year? I always bring this up, but last year when they were playing the Jumbo Shrimp, your Jumbo Shrimp.
Love the Jumbo Shrimp.
They had to stop the game mid-game and postpone it till the next day because the field was so bad because of soccer.
Give me a break.
And
Isn't that a shame?
Two Jumbo Shrimp pitchers had come out with leg injuries because of how they were coming down and what they were stepping on.
Even if you are partial to soccer over baseball, it's not good to have a half-ass field for both sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
now a bad baseball field and a bad soccer
Yeah.
field, and we just combined it into
Well,
one.
and, like,
it's ridiculous.
I feel like you
Getting
would
worked up.
have more pride if you had your own soccer stadium. If you were the soccer team,
costs money.
and
though,
it does
I guess,
suck.
is the other
But like,
thing.
I
and
mean,
I'm no businessman.
why
I don't know
they
what it
go-
would cost.
I don't know how
I'm
many
not a
people go
politician.
to 901 FC
I mean,
soccer games. I've heard they're very popular.
Unfortunately, I've never been to one. I want to go.
I
I have a
wanna go,
buddy
yeah.
that used to be a manager at the University of Memphis. Also worked with the Grizzlies last year. He works with 901 FC. He says it's the best, and obviously this is versus Division I basketball that has a. What's the complex when you think you're greater than you are? I don't know what that complex would be. There's some
Arrogance?
complex. Well, it's not, but it's not called the arrogant complex, but it is arrogance nonetheless. It's more of that Memphis thinks they're a blue blood when they're actually a mid-major program.
Right.
So he was a manager for that team, and then he worked for an NBA franchise. Now he works for minor league soccer. He says it's the best team, like group of guys in a
Right.
locker room he's ever been around. Because there's no ego. Everyone's just like working hard to get to the
Yeah.
next level. It's a real team environment.
good.
And I think that's
Well,
very interesting.
Why not go to like El Marone Field? Or not El Marone Fieldhouse. What's the soccer?
Mike Rose.
Mike Rose. That's
well,
what I'm
I don't
talking
think
about.
they have a stadium there.
They do. I mean, it's not huge, but like the Memphis women's soccer team used to play.
Does it? Yeah, but it doesn't. I've been there. Then
I don't think it's
just
big enough
bleachers.
though. But you
then.
could build it up, I guess.
I suppose so.
I've heard though, because
but that's not convenient to the demographic they're
No.
looking for,
No,
right?
they're
I think they
definitely
like
looking
that
for
it's
people
downtown.
downtown.
There's
But
probably
I
no room
heard-
downtown either. Is there?
I've been told that
How about you put grass in the FedEx Forum and then play in there?
playing there.
Turf in
Well,
the Forum.
I heard how that new group bought like 8 or 9 different minor league teams, and one of the teams they bought was the Redbirds. And I
did not know about
yeah,
this.
it's like
Tell
a
me
new
about
group.
it.
I don't.
How long
off
has
the
it been?
fly, It's been 6 months, maybe close to a year. But they haven't taken over
a
officially
shame,
yet. I
man.
think they're taking over officially next year. But supposedly,
Have they made any promises?
well, I've heard around around town that they're not going to let 901 FC play there.
Good.
Once they take over. That
Screw
it's
'em.
going to be just baseball.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't say that. I want to see 901 FC.
I
I'm
wanna
excited
see-
that they're in town, but like they
Yeah,
should not
they're-
play in the
they're
same
really good
stadium.
this year.
I hate to say that.
They're really good this year. But
They were good
think
last
they're
year too.
top
They
of
got
the-
a great coach.
Yeah, I think
they
they're top of
deserve
the,
their. Here's what I'm
table.
going to turn it as. They deserve their own stadium,
Uh-huh.
just like the Redbirds deserve their own stadium.
I agree.
It's a high. I mean, I don't know. 901 FC is the league right before Major League Soccer, which would be the
Yeah.
highest form of professional soccer in America. The MLS teams field their
They
youth
play
teams, but their second
against
teams.
A
Yeah.
lot of they have these like cups where they play. Like I remember
Oh, yeah.
maybe 2 years ago, Memphis 901 played Orlando.
Well, and also they have like these MLS teams have second teams
Yeah,
in this
I know.
league as
Inter
well.
Miami has one, I believe.
FC Dallas, I believe, has
yeah,
one.
Atlanta has one. It's
Atlanta.
Atlanta too.
Mhm.
Red Bulls has one.
Yeah, Red Bull has come.
Yeah, so it's definitely a feeder turning into.
So these two teams
one.
deserve their own
Uh-huh.
stadium,
I think so.
especially in a market like Memphis, to be honest, where like how many professional sports do you have?
Yeah.
You should give the best available. I'm not a business person, so I could be talking out of the side of
I
my
just don't know where
mouth.
you would put it. I think Mike Rose would be if you could build that up and kind of make
It's
some
not
sort of
con-
a stadium.
I just feel like that's not convenient though. But
It's
I
not
live in Collierville, so
convenient,
it's convenient to
but-
me, you know. But
But
I,
I
mean,
think it'd be a nice where like you have all these youth soccer fields around this like, hey, it's your like city's professional soccer team, and It'd be just kind of like a nice atmosphere. Maybe, they're doing all that stuff up at Liberty Park. Maybe that could be a spot.
Where's Liberty Park?
That's right next to Liberty Bowl. Where the fairgrounds used to be.
Yeah.
They're building all that up. Maybe they could throw something there.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why don't they play it in the Liberty Bowl?
It's not a bad idea. They just laid down turf in Liberty Bowl.
Can you play soccer on turf? Why not?
Sure.
Why couldn't you play soccer on turf?
I mean, I know Houston High School used to play soccer games on the turf field.
That's high school, though.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more 20-something-year-olds trying to save the world, me and Bryant will be on here on Monday
We'll be
as
back
well.
Monday. That's right.
So we can offer more
Our last day.
more discourse on city planning that we know nothing about.
That we know not a thing about.
But I like baseball, and I want them to have a real field. All right, back to Major League Baseball. The Cardinals won yesterday,
Yeah, they
Bryant.
did.
The first time they won, they maybe should have lost, too, honestly.
Low-key.
If not for an incredible play now, 2 days in a row now, with two of the most incredible catches I've ever seen 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Dylan Carlson, who came in later in the game for Lars Nootbaar, who, hate to talk about Lars this way, but I think if his name was anything other than Lars Nootbaar, he would not be still playing Major League Baseball.
149 right
This
now.
guy is awful, man. I'm so tired of watching him in a lineup. I mean, get him out of here. Get him out of here. I send him down. Get him somewhere else. I mean, we have a lot of guys that are hitting 140 something. I feel like so. But I mean, he's
Bats
awful.
have not been hot in St. Louis.
No, they haven't. But he's terrible.
Yeah,
that guy's awful.
Also coming back from an injury, so
Is
maybe,
he? Well,
yeah, maybe,
good context then. Maybe I
give
should
him
be
some
less
time.
hard on him. You like Lars too. He's a former Bird.
He's
when
former
you were,
Bird. I love all the former Birds.
I know, as you should.
Yeah.
They were close to your heart.
Yeah.
A former Bird back in my day, back when I spent a lot of time at AutoZone Park, is still in the league. Donovan Solano. So I'm always partial to whenever I see Donovan Solano doing something.
Yeah.
Ultimate utility man. Plays for the Reds now.
I actually read something the other day or yesterday
Gets into the games for free.
about.
That's his salary.
He does. I read something the other day about trade deadline and who could be traded and stuff, and someone
You
said,
read that on the air?
Well, this was yesterday. I read more yesterday
yeah?
off the air. And this was saying that teams might come after Juan Yepez, and my heart will be broken.
Are the Cardinals sellers?
They can't be. But I mean, if you're gonna buy
I guess if you're gonna
something,
trade, you have to sell
give something up.
But like the last time they bought, this was an off season, but like when they bought Ozuna, it was all minor leaguers, wasn't it?
I mean, I think that's what they're gonna do, but
and one of them was Sandy. R.I.P. to the Cardinals.
they've got some
Sandy
good
and the Cardinals
players down in
uniform.
Double-A. I hope they don't get rid of it.
The
I mean, they're gonna
Cardinals
have
do?
to get yeah,
Like
they're gonna have to
Jordan
cut ties
Walker.
with them. They're not gonna get rid of it.
Give me another one.
Well, now that you put me on the spot,
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
Shouldn't have
I'll
done
keep talking about it for the Cardinals for a minute while you find it. The Cardinals also, Packy gets a save yesterday.
A save?
Packy got a save yesterday,
Wow.
which I'm so happy that Packy gets a save. I really like that guy. He was a spot starter for a while there in bullpen games, but he got a save yesterday. His first save of the year. Ryan Helsley gets the win. One of the only consistent relievers for the Cardinals
came
all
in
year.
right
it seems
after
like.
my guy Libator, who
No. There was.
there was two.
There was two
before him.
There was two guys before
Okay.
Helsley.
I was in and out of the game yesterday.
Yeah, no,
I was very in and out.
No, that's fine. Jordan Hicks came in after him, walked a guy, and gave up a hit in 2 innings while striking out 3, which is the classic Jordan Hicks outing. We're going to strike out as many guys as we can, but also give up a hit and a walk to every other guy. So his whip stays above 1, which is great for a guy you expect to throw 1 inning.
Yep.
That's sarcasm. It's terrible for a guy you expect to throw 1 inning. Giovanni Gallegos came in and gave up a run, gave up a home run to center fielder's name. What's his name? Harris. Michael Harris. Michael Harris, the new young center fielder. He's actually hitting really well, hitting 300 just about. John Harden loves him, as he should. Really good center fielder, patrols center field really well. And he's swinging a pretty good bat for a 9-hole guy. And then you had Helsley come in, and then Packy close it out.
Yeah.
So a good game yesterday for the Cardinals. The first win in 11 innings. Junior Fernandez also pitched yesterday. I'm sorry. So a good win yesterday for the Cardinals, though. 11 innings it took. They scored in the 10th inning, and then so it was 1-1 going into the 10th. The Cardinals scored in the 10th, in the top of the 10th, that would be. And then the Braves came back and scored in the bottom of the 10th. The Cardinals really should have scored more in the top of the 10th, but Braves closed it out. The Braves didn't score in the bottom of the 10th. Cardinals scored in the top of the 11th, and the Braves couldn't answer.
Wow.
So a good finish to the game.
Finish.
First win of the series. They finished that series.
And now they
1
have
and
to
3.
play Philadelphia
The Phillies.
again.
the Phillies, who won yesterday, I believe, beat the
Against the
Nationals, and that's who the Braves go play now. So
Oh,
the
really? So
Cardinals
a
go
little
play the
trade.
Phillies, the Braves go play the Nationals. Watch the Braves lose the series to the Nationals now, too. That would be classic Braves. And now I can show some. I'm wearing my Ozzie Albies jersey today. Now I can show a little bit of my Braves fandom now that they're not playing the Cardinals anymore. I could just see him losing to the Nats now. That would be a classic Braves lose divisional game after beating up on the Cardinals. Just my luck. Eric Fetty pitching tonight for the Nationals, and Chuck Morton, on the mound for the Braves.
Papa Morton.
And for the Cardinals and Phillies, you have Zach Wheeler today and Wayno going. You don't like Wayno, but I'm always optimistic he's going to turn it around. Because he had a good season at an old age last year, so why wouldn't he keep it going?
Right.
Tell me what guys you found that play AA baseball for the Cardinals.
So the AA roster, I've said this before, is stacked right now for the Cardinals. Obviously, Jordan Walker. You got Mason Wynn, who's a shortstop who can also pitch. Goes in a little bit sometimes and, pitches the old cannon.
That is not an attribute that I would care about.
He's a good player. Michael McGreevy, who, if you remember, they drafted last year.
McGreevy.
He's already in AA, and I think that could be a piece they move. Pitching prospect, maybe not. I hope not, but I could see them doing again another Sandy situation. I could see him moving Mason Wynn, honestly.
Mason Wynn, fourth overall prospect.
I could see them moving him. I could see them moving Alec Burleson, low key.
Alec Burleson, he plays in Memphis, though, doesn't he?
I could see them moving him, honestly.
Another
that could be a
young guy.
piece I could see them moving. 100% for a fact. An outfielder, I could see him moving him.
Wow, Jordan Walker, top
Jordan Walker's
prospect.
awesome.
I'm going to take Liberatore off.
Yeah.
But Ivan Herrera,
I like Ivan
is
Herrera
the
a lot.
third
I don't
overall
want
prospect.
them to. I think he's the future.
Mason Wynn, who you mentioned, Joshua Baez. He was drafted
Last year.
Okay, that's right. And
I think he was their second round. Michael McGreevy was their first round pick.
Michael McGreevy. Then you got Zach Thompson, who I called Josh Thompson yesterday.
I'm not.
Or-
I don't know how I feel about Zach Thompson.
What do you feel about Liberatore? Since Liberatore started yesterday, we had a discussion off air about Liberatore. I'm going to put you on the spot to talk about it because I kind of want to talk about it. I think he has bullpen stuff.
I mean, I think you're right. I mean, he
He threw 80 pitches in 4 innings.
Yeah, I mean, he has good stuff. It's just he's not.
Can't get off the field.
Yeah,
Hit
he's
your
not
spot,
a starter
man.
yet. And I think what I always heard last year when I was covering the Redbirds from people within the organization is that he didn't have the drive or the work ethic to be a great starting pitcher at the major league level. And I'd always ask, well, I mean, what do you mean by that? And they'd say that, he knows he's a good pitcher and he's fine with that. But that
That's good enough for him.
he isn't trying to be a great starter. And I think that's kind of showing in St. Louis right now where he goes in, he has good stuff. He looks good at the beginning of games. And then, like you said, I mean, he just can't get off the field. He's missing spots, and he's up to 80 pitches.
I mean, 80,
4 innings in.
80. I mean, I know he's young. I know it's his first year in the
Yeah.
league. 80 pitches in 4 innings, though, is atrocious. I mean, that's awful. That's you're going to be a reliever if you do things like that quickly.
And that was the thing last year. I mean, when I showed up to the ballpark and Matthew Liberatore was on the mound, it was either, okay, he's going to go 8 innings, strike out 10, and only give up
He
one
threw
run.
8 innings last year in minor league baseball. That's wild.
At least once. He was really good last year, but it was
going.
always
I'm
that
sorry to
either
interrupt you.
you had a great performance from Matthew Liberatore or he'd go 4 innings, give up 5 runs, and you'd be like, all right, Matthew, what's going on right now? Let me try to pull up his MILB stats from last year.
Wow, that's surprising, honestly, that guy. The Braves pitcher that started yesterday is this kid Strider. Spencer
He's good.
Strider.
He's
He
really
is something
good.
else. We talked all week going into the game. He set in his start before last night, set the fastest pitch ever thrown by a starter in Major League Baseball at, 102.4 miles an hour. This is now 3 starts in a row. He's gone 6 innings or more. He's only started 8 games. 8 games he's only started. So he's a new starter, but he has this season, if I could pull up cumulative stats here, you're going to have to give me one moment. I'm sorry. If I could pull up cumulative stats here, he has 102 strikeouts in 21 games. 8 of those started. teams are hitting 171 against him. It's early.
Wow.
It's really only a month of statistics I have so far, so I guess the phrase would be cautious optimism.
Yeah.
But this guy is a legitimate starter right now. He has a whip below 1 as well. If the Braves are going to win the National League, which you could get now at plus 510,
Wow.
they would have to beat the Dodgers. But they might get a good draw. They would probably get Brewers or Cardinals in a draw, whereas the Dodgers might have to get the Mets or the Padres. So if you're looking for a future bet, and if you believe this guy could be a third starter along with Max Fried and Charlie Morton, the Braves to win the NL is at plus 510 basically to win one series. That's pretty good if you believe in this Strider guy, and hopefully he continues this dominant work. But like I said, only one inning, only 1 month so far.
Yeah. Well, and so I have a perfect example here of Matthew Liberatore and his up and downness last year in Memphis. So last year in June, they played the Jumbo Shrimp. He went 8 innings, struck out 6, and gave up 3 earned runs on 5 hits and 1 walk. Pretty good outing. Went deep, got the win. Pretty good outing. Next week against Cincinnati's AAA team's the Louisville Bats, right?
It used to be. I don't know if it's.
It's
I
still
lose track
the
anymore.
Louisville Bats. He went 4.2 innings, struck out 2, gave up 6 earned runs on 14 hits and 2 walks. So
14 hits.
14 hits,
Kind of a long leash.
and that kind of happened. That only happened twice that I got into the double digits for hits, but
Kind of a
still.
long leash, especially
Well,
when you
but he
think
was
of.
the best pitching prospect.
Well, I
and
mean,
they don't
Max
leave him
Meyer's
out
the
there.
best pitching prospect for the well, Yuri Perez, but he's double A.
Right.
But for the Marlins, Max Meyer's the best pitching prospect. Plays for the Jumbo Shrimp. When he pitched in Memphis, he gave up 1 run,
And they
not even
pulled him.
earned, and they pulled him after 4. So I think that's far more common than leaving
Well,
a guy
'cause,
in for 14 hits.
The art of starting pitching is dying, so they're trying to start him off at the
They
AAA.
die?
Art of starting pitching, it's dying.
Dying. No.
Yeah.
I hope they stay alive.
No, shut up.
Explain what you mean.
That article on ESPN the other day that said the art of starting pitching is dying.
Oh. I
so
thought
what
you were
I'm saying
saying
is they're only going to let him go 4 innings in
I
AAA
see.
because
starting pitching as
is
an art
dying, as an
form
art
is dying.
Not starting pitchers are dying in
Yeah.
AAA.
I misunderstood. I thought you were saying guys were dying on the mound.
I
That would
thought
just
you
be
were-
that would be something though. If guys were just collapsing after a fastball.
Well, I thought they were last year when the field wasn't right and 3 Jumbo Shrimp pitchers had to be taken out for injuries.
They didn't tamp the mound correctly.
No.
Speaking of the art of starting pitching, a guy that threw yesterday afternoon, Justin Verlander, I needed him to go 7 innings. He went 6, but he got the win
Got the win.
nonetheless.
And I had them team total over 3.5
No one cares what you
and
bet.
minus 1.5.
Nobody
they got
cares what
both
you
of those.
bet. Justin Verlander did go, however, 6 innings. He did give up 7 hits yesterday to the Royals. 1 earned run, 2 walks, 8 Ks. His ERA now sits at 2. But Verlander is defying pretty much all odds
Yeah.
for a pitcher of his age, which I'm trying to pull up what his age is now, but my computer's moving a bit slowly. He is 39 years old, almost 40. So for a guy of his age to have that kind of longevity, it's almost
Yeah.
Wainwright-esque.
It really is.
However, we hope that gets back to form
Gets better,
today
yeah.
because he's on the mound. Also, another guy that threw yesterday that I want to talk about. Well, I want to talk first. The Marlins lose a bullpen game 10-0 to the Mets. They got 2 hit. I hate to think we propelled the Mets to do that. Can you guess who the 2 hits were for the Marlins?
Jazz Chisholm.
Nope.
No. I
It
have
was
no idea.
Jesus Aguilar and Miggy Rowe.
Oh.
Miggy Rowe having a tough year, but he's really
Yeah.
turned it on as of late in June. Also a guy that got some burn yesterday. Do you call it burn in baseball? I'm going to call it burn.
Okay.
25-year-old reliever Zach Pop, who has pop,
Yeah.
got to throw yesterday. He threw 1 inning of scoreless baseball, hitless baseball,
Wow.
so good for him. Trevor Williams threw for the Mets yesterday
Yeah.
and got the win, who has a 3.76 ERA on the season. He threw 7 innings, 2 hits, 10K, no-walk baseball yesterday. So that was maybe out of form for him, but a bullpen day for the Marlins. Don't get too caught up in that. The Marlins play again today.
Who they got?
They play the Mets again.
it's Mets
It's
again.
Pablo Lopez against Chris Bassett.
I saw that. So that should be a good game.
Pablo Lopez and Chris Bassett.
Have you noticed what the Orioles are doing right now?
Tell me about the O's.
They're 40-44 right now.
Ooh.
And they beat the Angels last night. Chase Silseth. Actually, we talked about that yesterday because Michael Lorenzen was supposed to be the starter. He's now on the IL, 15-day IL.
So it was the IL they
Yeah,
moved
so
him
that
to.
was
So
an
that
IL
makes sense.
thing. But Chase Silseth.
Can you believe
didn't look
Ohtani
great last
DH'd
night.
yesterday? That's crazy. The day after
Wow.
pitching? Wow, he's a
Wow.
hero.
He is a hero.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't
He should
say
win
that.
MVP again.
I have nothing against him, truly.
No,
I just
no.
don't think a 6-man
It's just a
rotation
very
works.
weird
situation over there.
Adley Rutschman, in his rookie year, he's only hitting just a tick over 200, which is a shame. But like you said about Nolan Gorman, it's okay if he struggles at first. It's Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
It's his first year. He's been a top prospect for a
they
while.
got to get acclimated to the game.
And he's hitting two ways. He's a switch hitting catcher, which is rarity in the game.
Yeah.
I do. The O's are one of my teams that I can say are sneaky good.
I've been saying that for a while.
If they're four
good.
games under 500, though, you can't really say they're sneaky anymore, can you?
Well, I still think they're sneaky good because nobody
thinks
they're good, and nobody's talking about it, but they're right under 500.
Because Orioles baseball is synonymous with losing, I suppose. In terms of Adley Rutschman, though, who is the catcher for the Orioles, one of the top prospects in baseball, hitting 231 against righties, so that's when he's hitting lefty. Against lefties, when he's hitting righty, 156. Now, considerable less ABs hitting lefty than righty.
Right.
But, I'm sorry, then hitting considerable less ABs hitting righty than lefty. But nonetheless, maybe that's a sign. Maybe just hit right-handed then at that point.
Maybe.
I know you're hitting worse against
stick,
lefties, but
yeah.
maybe just stick to one and get going.
to it.
People say that about Tommy, too, and I actually like the way Tommy put. But Adley Rutschman's a power hitter, and I just like putting bat on the ball. Bryant is making a giant O with his face, like the emoticon colon capital O.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of emoticons. Tell me what you're owing, Bryant.
I completely, and I watched this game. I don't know why I completely forgot it, but Bo Brisky, who I talked about yesterday, got a win last night. Only a second win of the season over the White Sox. So that made me happy just now. I realized that.
So news that happened last night
pitch, 4
allowed
strikeouts,
you
0 earned runs, 1 walk.
News from last night caused you to go colon capital O. And last but not least, because we've rambled about baseball for far too long, Bryce Wilson, who was traded from the Braves last year, if you're a Braves fan, he's a top prospect for a long time. I had high hopes for this guy pitching. He struggled quite a bit. He struggled when he was pitching for the Braves last year, and now he plays for the Pittsburgh Pirates, where he gets no run support, and honestly, not great fielding either. Even though they do have some good fielders, yesterday was not the case. No. Bryce Wilson loses. He had 6 2/3. He did give up 7 hits, 1 earned. He gave up 2 errors for another 3 runs. So 2 errors cost him another 3 runs. Only 1 earned, 4 Ks. And 1 home run. I still have high hopes for Bryce Wilson, even though his ERA is not very good. Yeah. I hope he gets it going. I would like to see this guy pitch on another team as well. Anything else, Brian, before we go to break?
No, Mariners won last night.
Mariners won. Anything you want to say about it?
They're hot. Blue Jays are not. That's about it.
Blue Jays are opposite of hot, aren't they?
Blue Jays are very much
so. How can you really brag about the Mariners winning?
They've lost because it's interesting that the Blue Jays have been so bad lately. They've lost 5 of their last 6, I think. They've been awful.
That's what we call a punctuation mark at the end of the segment right there. They've been awful.
They've been awful.
Yeah, that's going to continue until the next break. When we come back, though, Bryant has a bruise that he says looks exactly like Her Majesty the Queen eating a crumpet. We're going to take a look when we come back.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wolo said hello.
It's time for another season of golf at Miramichi. You know the spot, 15 minutes north of downtown in Woodstock. I call it heaven. It's 330 acres of natural beauty, 7,400 yards of championship-level golf, but there are several different tee boxes which make it fun or competitive for every level of golf. And the practice facilities are as good as any country club, and every round of golf comes with a cart and complimentary range balls. You can really improve your game, and you'll love the prices, too. Seniors can play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for as low as $33. Again, the golf cart and the range balls are thrown in. The standard weekday rates are as low as $44. Friday, it's $50, and on Sunday, it's $55. You'll love the view from the terrace. You look out and see the best view in all of Shelby County. The whole experience, it's just fantastic. Go check it out yourself at Miramichi. I often say they've set the bar for the way car business should be done at Homer Skelton Hyundai. You know how close that is. It's right there at Highway 78, Lamar Avenue, and Craft Road, the very first exit in Mississippi. I say it because they always come up with new innovations. And right now, when we've had all these shortages on new cars, Homer Skelton Hyundai is always going to come through for you. You won't pay more than the sticker price for a new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's Chris True's pledge. You'll never pay more than sticker price. Those other guys, they could charge you a whole lot more for that new car because they know there's a shortage. That never happens at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's part of the philosophy and the team that's been together for about 15 years now. You want the best of service? You want the best of products? It's the combination and the trust you'll always get from the best guys around. Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Is your air conditioning system struggling to keep up this summer? It may just need a tune-up. Good news, it's Super Tune-Up time at Conway Services. We'll come out and perform our 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up on your air conditioning system for only $69. And if you have an air conditioner that leaks Freon every year, we'll include a leak check at no charge.
License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 19668.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
There are so many ways to buy and sell houses these days. How do you choose? Well, of course, choose the right way with Chet Whitsitt. Chet has over 37 years of experience as both a broker and a sales agent. He's helped lots of people buy and sell homes, and he will help you. It's the right way, and it's that easy. Buying, selling, or referrals, check with Chet at 901-484-5689 and Cry Like Realtors at 901-756-8900. Buying or selling? Check with Chet Whitsitt.
Hi, everybody. Greg Gaston for FanDuel. Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlays, and exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events that let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get you your winnings safely in as little as 24 hours. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started, and be sure to sign up with promo code GASMAN so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code GASMAN. Must be 21 or over and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit is required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call Tennessee Redline at 1-800-889-9789.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Friday, Brian.
How many rejoin songs does Dave have?
I think 6.
I feel like I hear a different one every
I would like
day.
to play a different song every day if you ask me.
Yeah. I like his rejoin.
I mean, I like him too, but there's a lot of songs that I like of that nature, of that theme. It's Friday. It's the last show of the week for Bryant and I, but we will be back on Dave's show on Monday as well. And next week, we have weatherman Al Roker.
Oh, wow.
Comedian Jim Brewer, and Jewel will perform on Monday.
Oh.
So that's a packed show on Monday for a Monday, so you got to tune
Wow.
into that one. That'll
Yeah.
be really good stuff.
Get here early.
Get here early. Yeah, you listen to the end of mornings. Really listen
Yeah,
to all of
all
mornings, because next week Eli Savoy's going to be out, but that's okay. He did a great job this week without Greg.
Yeah.
Greg will be back, and it'll be Zach Boyd with Greg and Bryant Dacus.
I'll be here all week. Thank you.
I should have had applause queued up. That's two sounds I've missed.
Maybe you can have an applause on Monday after my first morning on
Well,
morning.
you're going to do great. Brian is very concerned.
Wake up.
Can I divulge this private information? Brian is very concerned because he doesn't think he's a morning person.
I'm a night owl. For
and
sure.
I've told him that the easiest part of waking up in the morning,
just go to sleep.
just go to bed. He goes, well, it's hard to go to bed. It's not. You get in bed, you close your eyes, you go to bed.
It's hard.
Read a book, turn on the TV.
Oh, I love reading.
Yeah?
Love reading.
Yeah. You just don't like going to bed, do you?
Don't like going to bed. I have a thing.
Why don't you like going
where,
to bed?
like, sometimes I'll be
We don't need to talk
tired
about
at, like, 10 o'clock at night.
And then you get a wave of energy.
No, not even that. I'll, like, lay in bed, and I'll be like, it's way too early to go to bed. I cannot go to bed this early.
That's insane. Do you
And so
watch
I'll
television
stay
while
up.
you go to bed?
I have to have a TV on.
Me
while
too.
I'm
I have
sleeping.
TV on all night
I
while
have
I'm
a TV.
sleeping.
What I usually do in people, specifically Melinda, my girlfriend, thinks
People
I'm
magazine.
crazy for it. I have my TV on, and I'll have something playing on my phone, right by like on my
What's
bed.
on the TV? Probably sports.
Sports Center, yeah.
And then you got on your phone, you're watching like some kind of scripted something or another.
It depends. Sometimes I watch YouTube. Sometimes I fall asleep. You've got me on Bob's Burgers.
Great
Sometimes
show,
I've
man.
got Bob's Burgers going while I'm
That
falling
show,
asleep.
by the way, I wanted to talk about
Um,
this all week, but there's too many sports to talk about.
Yeah.
Is
Big sports week.
Bob's Burgers comes out on HBO Max next week.
It also. I was getting
It
ready
was-
this morning. I also saw it's going to be on Hulu. The movie.
The movie is?
Mhm.
Well, it was produced by 20th Century Fox, and that
Yeah.
was a big acquisition of Disney at that point in
yeah.
time. Well, maybe it is on Hulu, not HBO. I'm pretty sure it's on HBO Max.
They're probably
though.
on both. I mean, it could very well
But
be
the
on
point
both.
is it came out in theaters, and it came out the same day as Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than going to see a couple of different movies, people saw Top Gun 3 times,
Right.
and nobody saw it. This movie got like a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even if you don't like adult animation or you don't like
92.
animation, period, you should go watch this movie. It's very well done, very excellent movie. I digress. We're going to talk right now about the Summer League, which, Brian, I love the Summer League, don't you?
Loved. We had what 4 games yesterday.
I'm having
Loved
so
the
much
Summer
fun
League.
with the Summer
Uh-huh.
League. We're going to talk about the Pistons in a minute.
Oh,
We
can't
obviously
wait.
have a
The
lot
bad
to talk
boys.
about with Chet, but I love the Summer League. But there's one thing that I just can't help but notice with the Summer League, Bryant.
What's that?
Is that a lot of people are saying, some people say, well, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
And other people get excited
And
about
other
the guys
people
they
are
see.
crazy.
Well, I didn't say that, Bryant. Again, I love Summer
I
League,
do
so
too.
I would never call someone
Oh,
that
I'm sorry. I meant the other way. The people who don't think Summer League is important are crazy.
crazy people. Yeah, no, so not us though.
Not us.
But it's hard to differentiate between things you should care about and things you
right,
shouldn't
right.
care about because they're just Summer League. Rob Perez at Worldwide Wob on Twitter.
Who follows you?
Yeah, but he follows like a million
Don't
people.
follow me.
But you never interacted with
Right.
him. We had that same interaction earlier in the week. But he tweeted earlier this week some guides to Summer League. Well, I'm going to give you, now that the Grizzlies have played all their games in Utah and are going to Vegas
Tomorrow.
I'm going to give you exactly the things. I don't have any sound for this either. I'm going to give you the things, though, that you should care about and the things you shouldn't care about, okay?
Okay.
So here, this is a segment we call What Should I Care About?
Ooh.
It's a good name, isn't it?
Great name.
Thank you, Bryant. First, let's start with the game last night against the Utah Jazz. Now, Jake LaRavia last night didn't play well, Bryant.
No.
He only had 6 points. But you shouldn't care about that. It's just Summer League. What you should care about is that he had a plus 18 plus minus.
Wow.
What a contributor on the floor. So that's one thing, just with that one guy, something you should and shouldn't care about. Now, Bryant, you might look at LaRavia also and see his game on July 5th when they played the 76ers,
Yep.
right? He went 4 of 7. Three-point shooting was a question for me, Bryant.
it
He
was.
went 4 of 7 from 3, made 4 threes
He made you a believer just like that.
on July 5th.
Wow.
Last night he didn't make any threes, so we don't care about that.
No.
But we do care that he made 4 in the first game. It's just Summer
Yeah,
League,
Summer
so
League.
missing 3 threes doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But when you make 4 of your 7,
Sharp
that's
shooter.
really significant.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. Also, if we look team-wide for the Grizzlies, in the first game or last night against the Utah Jazz, they only shot 19.4% from 3. The game before that, they shot 20% from 3. I don't care about that.
No.
It's Summer League. Those statistics don't matter.
Don't matter.
What I do care about is that against the Sixers, Bryant, they shot 50% from 3. That's significant.
That is
That
significant.
equates to wins.
That's all those shooters they drafted.
You know what else equates to wins, Bryant?
What's that?
Is that they've won 2 of these games in Summer League. That is
and
hugely
the other
significant.
one, they were playing the number 2 overall.
And the other
pick.
one, they were playing the
Yeah.
Thunder. The roster's good, so I
But
don't care
also,
about that
they
one.
technically won that game because
Twitter, they won it on Twitter.
they won it on Twitter, and I'm having a name blank.
Kenneth
again. It's
Lofton.
Kenneth Lofton went crazy.
Dominated Chet. I mean,
Yeah.
dominated him. Chet was terrible in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So we care about the fact that he played well.
Right.
We don't necessarily
so in
care
my
about.
book, they're 3-0.
Wow,
going
because they won a
in-
game on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
So they won the game on Twitter. That's very good, Brian. I like that. Good thought process
Thank you.
right there. Let's move on to David Roddy. Last
Love David Roddy.
I like David Roddy too, Bryant. In the first game he played against the Sixers, he didn't play in the second one. We don't care about that though because he didn't play.
Him, yeah.
They sat him. We don't care about.
Oh, we had the claps. I've got the Wimbledon.
You're watching Wimbledon.
Yeah, we
well,
had
good.
Some claps.
David Roddy against the Sixers, Bryant, only had 4 points. I don't care about that. It's just summer league. That doesn't really matter. It's not significant. But last night he was 6 of 10 and had 16 points.
Wow.
That is significant.
5 rebounds.
I
Wow.
care about that a lot. That's going to equate to wins.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the fact that he had 4 points in the first game. It just doesn't matter. It's just summer league.
Yeah.
Who cares? You're an idiot if you care about those things. But he had 16 last night, and that's significant. And it probably makes him a significant rotation player because of that.
I think so.
Don't you think?
I think so.
Are there any other stats I'm missing here, Brian, that we should and shouldn't care about?
Let's see. Maybe Zaire. I love Zaire.
Well, Zaire Williams, Bryant, has played unbelievable.
And
I mean,
been more on ball in summer league.
he's been so on ball, and he's really dishing the rock
Yeah.
out. That's super significant. I think this guy probably could play point guard, maybe play a little bit of Ja off ball.
Oh,
I wish
wow.
Ja was playing in summer league because if he would have hit 1 3, it only would have taken 1 3, would have been very significant, and that would have been a 3-point shot, 3-point shooter, sharpshooter. If we go to another team,
but Zaire was 1 for 7 from 3.
if we go to another team here, Bryant, Chet Holmgren.
Ooh,
now the first
Chet.
game, Chet Holmgren put on a clinic, right? I mean, he was unbelievable in that first game. What do you have? What was his stat line in that game, Bryant? I got it here in front of me. I'll just tell you what he had.
Tell me.
No, that's last night. That's not the stat line for the first game. Here, I got it right here then. Here it is. First game for Chet Holmgren. Wow. He had 23 points on 7 of 9 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3. That's very significant.
That is
Extremely significant. That's going to translate to wins. Now, against the Grizzlies, he was 3 of 11. Only had 11 points. That's not very significant, though. We don't care about that. He did have a plus 20. That's significant. That equates to wins. He also had 12 rebounds. Very significant. That's going to equate to great rebounds in the regular season as well.
They didn't play last night.
That's from the 5th.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and then he didn't play last night.
Oh, and then he didn't play last night. Yeah, they rested him last night. Last but certainly not least, Bryant, you talked about Kenneth Lofton Jr.
Kenny Lofton.
Kenneth Lofton. Now, Kenneth Lofton only played, it looks like, in 2 of the 3 games.
They rested him last night.
And on July 5th, Bryant, he only had 9 points. And a 1 plus minus.
Wow.
But that's really not significant, I don't think. I just don't think it matters very much that he had that game. He was 4 or 5 from the field, though.
Yeah.
That is significant because he's not missing. His
Right.
touch is very good.
Very
That's
good touch.
super significant. If you look to that game against the Thunder where he's 8 of 17, he had a minus 16 plus minus.
But we don't
That's
care about that.
not really significant. Winning games in Summer League doesn't matter.
Dominating Chet is far more important.
19 points, very
Exactly.
significant
Very
statistic. So I think
Twitter highlights, very significant.
You know, so Summer League is confusing. To sum up, Summer League is very confusing. It's hard to know what I should care about and shouldn't care about. I hope that this here today, while we went through a lot of statistics, I hope we help people out
maybe
there.
Grizzly-centric.
Yeah,
in those,
maybe a little
but
Grizzly-centric.
That's good because we're going to be watching Grizzlies games, so you need to know what to watch for in those Grizzlies games.
That's right. Basically, what you need to know about other teams is the players you've heard of are good.
They're good.
And the players that even are starters or come off the bench that you don't know about, they're bad.
Yeah.
Whereas all your guys, all the way down to
Great.
even Jitty, really good.
Signed an
Excellent player.
extension
Signed an extension yesterday.
Wow.
Big news as well. If we could talk about one more Summer League game, a bit less sarcastically, is last night the Detroit Pistons played. And we care about the Pistons in this market because of Jalen Duren.
The Pistons.
I love the Pistons because a ton of guys. I really enjoyed watching them play last year. I thought they had a good brand of basketball they played. But now they also have Jalen Duren. Oh, well, if we could do one more thing here. Jalen Duren only had 9 points last night, 4 of 6 shooting. Not significant. Not significant. Doesn't matter at all. What is significant is, well, he didn't really have a great stat line, but he did play good minutes.
He was fantastic. They didn't play him long. He only played 12 minutes. He was on the bench the entire game. He was by far the best player on the court last night.
He was really good by far. I don't know about that. Killian Hayes, I thought, played a good game. I want to see more out of it. I want to see more out of Killian Hayes, though. I want to see more out of him last year, too. He's a guy I'm really hoping can start to turn it on because I think he's got really good point guard skills. He has trouble putting the ball in the basket. I just wish he would be more confident being that point guard, but it's
Yeah.
probably hard when you got a lot of ball-dominant players around you. Jaden Ivey shot a lot last night.
It was
Played
a
pretty well, too.
Sneaky 20 points.
Yeah, he did shoot quite a bit, so you saw a lot of misses if you watched the game. He also went to the free throw line a good bit.
Talk about going to the free throw line a lot. Saban Lee, 13 points and was 1 for 8 from the field, 10 for 13
went
from
to the free throw line 10 times.
Jeez.
But there was a lot of guys in that game.
A lot of fouls being called in that game.
Sadiq Bey didn't play. Cade Cunningham didn't play, which we anticipated there would be a
assumed,
lot of guys resting through for this Pistons roster because they're so good. But I'm glad, at the very least, all these guys are working out together. That's, I think, very...
Being around each other.
When you talk about things that are
building
significant.
chemistry, that's significant.
I do think it's significant, them
Yes.
getting practices together. So much so that the first action of the game that the Pistons ran was very complex for Summer League basketball.
Yeah.
Now, it's not really like a super complex action, but it was very well scripted, and I was very impressed that they could pull that off on the first play of their first Summer League game. Also, last night playing for Portland, Luka Garza, who was a Piston last year.
Slimmed down a little bit.
Yeah, he's just not going to be quick enough to play in the NBA, though.
But I was shocked. Me and my brother Connor, not intern Connor, but my brother Connor, we were watching the game, and he goes, "Look, that's Luka Garza." And I go, "That's not Luka Garza."
The other brow.
And then I realized it was Luka Garza
Got thick
because
brows.
he's gotten super skinny. But he's not going to be able to move.
His weight, I don't think, was the issue with
No.
his quickness. I think his quickness was the issue with quickness. But it's good to see him still playing in the G League nonetheless.
Trailblazers.
Also,
team,
Josh
though,
Gray played last night for the Blazers. He only played 10 minutes, but he was a former Texas Tech Red Raider.
Yeah, well, that team's fun.
And a former LSU Tiger. And a former New Mexico Roadrunner or whatever they are, junior college.
That's a fun team, though. If you like college basketball, it's a fun team. A lot of good college basketball players on
Not
that
for
team.
me, then. Also,
Not for
Trendon
you.
Wofford.
Exactly. That's a good Trendon Wofford. Could have been a Tiger. This is a low-key that could have been Tiger team.
Trendon Wofford played well in the had some good games in the regular season last year as well.
Greg
though.
Brown also plays for
Shaden Sharp.
Shaden Sharp.
Tough game.
Not
significant, though. We already mentioned that.
Well, got injured 6 minutes in.
Not significant.
And had to sit the rest
Injuries
of the game.
in the Summer League are like injuries in Summer League are like injuries in a video game. You just flip them off, and then it no longer is there.
And then you restart.
Yeah,
and
you
go back to where you were.
again, he's good to go.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for G League talk. I'm sorry, not G League, Summer League talk.
League.
Freudian,
it's basically
Freudian slip. I'm not sure it is Freudian, but it is real, calling it the G League.
Right.
When we come back, though, the ghost of Ben Matlock joins
Andy
us.
Griffith.
Well, he used to go by Andy Griffith. Now he goes by Ben Matlock. But ghost of Ben Matlock joins us, tells us exactly what he thinks of that snot-nosed kid, Ron Howard, when we come back.
You have opinions? Of course you do. Everyone does. Hit us up on the AutoZone listener line. 360-8255. 360-8255.
It's time to vacation at home with Family Leisure. That's right. Enjoy a vacation in your own backyard with a little help from Family Leisure. Like play gyms and trampolines, they're now $500 off. And those trampolines, by the way, they've got that mesh on the side, so trampolines are now safe and you'll be the hit of the neighborhood. They've got hot tubs in stock and ready to go, and you can get up to $1,000 off when you pick them up. All kinds of do-it-yourself pool specials, like savings of up to $1,500 on all in-stock pools when you pick it up and install them yourself. And if you're looking for patio furniture, then stop on in, because they have tons in stock and they're ready for you to pick up. So get ready for that vacation at home with the help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure's Vacation at Home sale. It's happening right now at Witten Road and I-40, where family and fun truly do come together.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wolo said hello.
I love my Boomerang clients. This is Sheldon Rosengarten at Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Recently, I had clients move back to Memphis who reminded me that I sold their home here 18 years ago. They asked if I'd represent them again when purchasing, and I said, of course. And I just represented another couple in their purchase and talked about how I sold them their current home 25 years ago. These are Boomerang clients. That is a testimonial to what I do, not just how long I've been in the real estate business. And while the market has evolved and changed, I stay in front of it, providing clients the absolute best and most honest and truthful representation that 40 years in real estate can bring. So if you're thinking of selling your home or making a life-altering move, call me. I can provide information about what you might do, what to avoid to make everything easier. Find out why people often say that when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. At Shell Dunn Rosengarten, 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com.
How do you grow your business without spending more on credit card fees? Call Blake Jones, your local Mid-South Advanced Merchant Services representative. He works with your business to help it grow instantly. Small business owners already have enough cost. Let Blake Jones help you lower your credit card processing cost risk-free. Absolutely no cost to you, the small business owner. Call 662-408-9324. That's 662-408-9324. Call Blake Jones today and start saving money tomorrow.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Now that the warmer weather has arrived, let Choate's perform their $99 20-point AC tune-up to get your AC ready for the hot summer months ahead. Also, Choate's is offering our half-off 1 pound of Freon coupon on our website for you to use. Does your HVAC system need to be replaced? If so, right now is an excellent time to take advantage of Carrier's 60 months, no-interest financing on select systems. Want to improve your indoor air quality? Choate's is also offering our new Abco air purifier for $100 off when you get your air ducts cleaned. UV technology sterilizes biological contaminants and neutralizes odors and toxic VOCs. Match that technology with getting your air ducts cleaned, and you'll have the indoor air quality your family needs. Better call 347-8086 today. These specials won't last long. Turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
What do you mean your Central Barbecue belt?
Well, I have two different kinds of belts, one for regular days, one for Central Barbecue days.
What's different about the Central Barbecue belt?
It's bigger, duh.
So you're saying on the days when you go to Central Barbecue, your waistline actually grows?
Doesn't everyone's?
I never thought about it.
That's weird. I mean, you go in, you have an appetizer of 3, then smoked wings, barbecue nachos, sausage and cheese plate, or all of them. Then you get your main course, maybe some pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket. Then you're going to want some sides with that action, like homemade potato chips, best greens in town, potato salad. Then it's on to dessert, peanut butter cake, banana pudding. Trust me, your waistline will expand.
Mine would explode.
You got to train, man.
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
We've already heard that song once this week, haven't we?
I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely have. I sung that exactly the same way. The Eagles, that is.
Good song.
I can't tell you why. We've got some golf going on, Bryant.
Yeah, we do. I didn't
tournaments.
know Svensson was leading yesterday.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's one of your picks, right?
One of my picks.
Your golf guy's on his game the
He's
past
really
2
on
weeks
his game.
because he got
But,
you a winner last week.
I hope my golf guy isn't listening right now. But I kind of said I was kind of mad at my golf guy a couple weeks ago
Because he embarrassed you picking Robert McIntyre?
No, a couple weeks ago. Because I was just losing a lot. I was in dead last place. I was getting a little upset, and so I told everybody on the show, me and my golf guy have split. I'm not taking picks from my golf guy anymore. And so now,
First of all, getting upset with your golf guy. Sorry, he wasn't picking a winner.
Why are you defending my golf guy?
Give me a second. When you pick one person a week, One guy a week, and you want me to? You want your golf guy to pick a winner? Are you kidding me? Your golf guy's getting you top 15, top 20 guys every week.
One time I had a goose egg from my golf guy. That means both got cut.
What tournament was that? That was the U.S. Open, wasn't it?
It was about a month or so ago. It was a while ago.
No, it wasn't the U.S. Open because you had a top 5 in the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
I can't remember what tournament that was.
But still.
But
I'm cool with my golf guy now.
Because he got you a winner.
He got me a winner last week.
Yeah, you better watch what you say to your golf guy.
Well, I hope
Cameron Tringali is in the lead. He's 1 under on the day through 7 holes right now. He started on 10, though. Joaquin Neiman tied for third right behind him, -4, but 4-stroke lead for Cameron Tringali after posting a 61 yesterday. Jordan Spieth is not far behind. 2 under yesterday. He's 2 under through 10 right now. Terrell Hatton tied for third as well at 4 under. Xander Schauffele's on the leaderboard, tied for 7th. Gary Woodland, Kurt Kayama, Matt Fitzpatrick, who you took, right?
Yeah.
So Matthew Fitzpatrick is tied for 7th right now, 3
under.
under.
Good. We like that.
Shot a 71 yesterday, shot a 66 today, so improved.
How's Rob doing right
Bob McIntyre?
Yeah.
No, not Rob.
Bob. Robert
wow,
and then
another
Bob.
bad day. Shot a 73 yesterday, shot a 72 today, so he's +5. He might miss the cut.
Yikes.
But I think it's worth it taking the guy in his home win. He's another pick.
I'll be proud of it.
Your golf guy might. But you changed the Sports Time changed their method for.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a top. It used to. It had to be
one
any
top
golfer
50 and one outside the top 50.
Outside the top. Well, we did outside. Y'all do outside the top 50. We did outside top 40.
I see. Huh. And they changed it just 2 any guys now. I kind of like the. I want you just to add a third guy though. Why don't you do 2 guys and then then outside a shock? Yeah,
Because I kind of like the shock.
I like the shock. I think
makes you dig a little more. It makes you.
Well, like Robert McIntyre is a really good golfer. Yeah. He's just 24, 25 years old.
The stage when I took Bob.
That's insane. He performed well in all the majors he's played in. He's playing in a Scottish Open in his home country. He's a link-style golfer. I don't know why it would be so funny.
Yeah.
Because he's not a top 50 guy, I guess.
Top 50 guy. He was not even a top 100 guy. He was like 102, I believe.
Well, he's playing some good golf, though. Yeah. Bryant, you were excited about the NHL draft yesterday.
Wow, what a day to be Bryant.
Quickly, though,
yesterday.
Because it's 10:55.
Shane Wright, who I talked about yesterday, who's been projected to be the number 1 pick for 5 years, got an OHL exemption to play in the OHL, which is one of the top Canadian junior developmental leagues at the age of 15, which is very unheard of. Only 6 players, including one who's going in next year, have gotten that exemption. So a guy who everyone has high hopes for was not taken number 1. No, they went with a different guy. Wasn't taken number 2. No, they went with a defenseman. Wasn't taken number 3. They also went with a defenseman. So where does he fall? Falls right into the Seattle Kraken's lap. This is unheard of in hockey. If you're a hockey fan, it was unreal to see it play out yesterday. He gave a death stare to the Canadians, who had the number 1 pick. So he's got a little chip on his shoulder. Love a guy, especially on the ice, who has a good chip on his shoulder. I think he's going to be exactly what the Kraken need. They have had back-to-back. An ice chip.
Is it an ice chip on his shoulder?
An ice chip on his shoulder.
Works really well for being on the ice.
Centers taken by the Kraken. Both were projected to be the number 1 prospect by Elite Hockey. So the future's bright in Seattle, and the Kraken one day will hoist Lord Stanley's Cup.
You think this guy is the next Connor McDavid, yes or no?
Yes.
Excellent call. If we look at the Barbasol Championship, really, I just want to bring this up for one reason.
Svensson still leading?
Barbasol. I love that commercial. Good stuff. Adam Svensson in first place right now, followed by Mark Hubbard. Svensson 3 under today after posting a 62 yesterday.
So is he still leading?
And he is. And Jim Herman, who posted an even par 72 yesterday, is 5 under through 10 holes. He's your other guy. So you got 2 guys that are surging up that leaderboard there right after you were poo-pooing all over your golf guy. That'll be it for us this week. We will be back next week with more shows. See you later.
It's a hot summer's day. You just finished cutting the lawn. Maybe you're getting